So my branding is all about being authentic, right? And being real. That's what I do and all of the things that I do. And I try to be of service to all of you out there in some form or another. So since you guys are actually paying money for content, I want to make sure that I give you stuff that's worth it. Give you stuff that I don't give everybody else. Give you something a little separate. We're all still part of the same village, but you guys get access to a little more of me than I give to other people on here, because I appreciate you guys. This series that I do, it's a lot. I share pieces of my life with you. Some things I've never shared with anybody else yet. I might in a book one day, or I might say it on a show here and there, but I really don't share all this stuff I share with you guys. So I decided this episode, I'm going to share something with you that's current, because I do a lot of stuff that's in the past. This one I'm going to share is kind of current. For the last 2 or 3 months, I've taken what I call reduced work leave, where I've not been doing as much as I normally do. I've been trying to get back to myself. And part of that's been hanging out with my friends again, being around them, just being around them and my family, doing things like going to lunches, dinners, watching movies, just simple stuff that I've taken for granted, or just got lost in the shuffle because I'm doing the next audio podcast or the next book or the next song or the next interview or the next soap opera. I really feel like I always use the term, I feel like I was on a hamster wheel. That's literally how I felt. It was literally just running on a hamster wheel. A lot of things, some great things happen, of course, because when you are moving and making things happen, movement is good, and makes things happen. But you can't do it all. You can't have it all. I do it all the time. You can't have it all. It's not a popular thing. You can try. And people have bits and pieces of it all, but not all time you can have it all. So for me, the thing that's one of the reasons why I took time off was my mental health. I was saying anxiety attacks, bouts of depression. And I know it's not in a chemical imbalance or anything like that. It's from just true life feeling lonely. It's when you say it, it's hard. When it comes out of your mouth, you want to instantly take it back, because it sounds so weird to admit out loud that you're lonely. Not alone, but lonely. Because there's a difference. And I'll tell you in a sec what the difference is for me. But to say that you're alone makes you feel like you can't get together, or there's a solution, just do this. That's not that easy. Or you're not really alone, or you're not really lonely. No, lonely is different. Being alone is one thing, but being lonely, you can be lonely in a crowded room. And I really do now know that. I used to not really get what that was. Now I get it. I'm not even famous, not at all. But I'm well known in certain circles, and I'm considered a star, if you want to say that, in some circles. I'm well known in this town, Los Angeles, and people know who I am, online especially. Trying to find someone, which is what I want. I want a relationship. I do. There are times I thought I found it, and I guess the last couple of relationships that ended were not because of me. They were not on my end. They were on the other person's end. And COVID came, which changed everything in terms of contact with somebody else. And so I'm going on 3 years, well, 2.5 years, because 2.5 years of being alone / lonely, both. I've noticed that there is, people have changed. A lot of people are a lot more cautious and scared. The people who are broken down because their lives completely, they're just crashed because of COVID and the lockdowns and money and people dying. And it really has changed a lot of people. There's that. Secondly, I know I'm older, and I know what I like and what I don't like. I know what I will take and what I won't take anymore. So that cuts out a lot of people and just personalities and how the ways of doing things. But no, I'm not picky. In terms of looks, I like a wide variety. Every person I've dated looks different than the other. There's certain ones I look at immediately that turn my head. But for the most part, nah, I don't have, I'm like, they have to be this tall and that way. No, I don't have any of that. I like tall, short, big, fat, skinny, no matter. I do. But to first, I had to first admit out loud, even to myself, that I'm lonely, that I want a romantic relationship. Here's what's funny. I'm in my 50s. So it's also an age thing too. There's that also. I just know that I have okay, my phone rings all the time. My phone is dinging and popping right now. People are contacting me, grabbing at me, want something from me. I know I have fans and followers. Some of them are here. You'll probably watch this video, who like what I stand for, like what I put out, like my production, maybe think I'm cute, whatever. I have that too. And I appreciate that, of course. And online, lots of love from online. I have friends, I have tons of friends, and they're wonderful and lovely, and they're great. But it's when I get home and it's nighttime and I'm finally getting to bed or getting on the couch or just finally veg out, and you sit there and I'm in bed and there's nobody next to me. That's when it hits. Or I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I have a cousin just now who just got engaged. My cousin Sean got engaged. He's engaged. Of course he is. Sure, why not? I see folks all the time getting engaged, getting married, getting together. And and it's funny because, again, we don't know their lives off camera. This is all on camera stuff we're seeing. But a lot of my friends and people in my life are coupled up. I'm one of the few that isn't. Some of my friends who are single on purpose. And I went through periods of that where I was happy to be single. Oh, total periods where I was like, no, I want to be single, and I had the best time. But now I'm older and I'm looking at companionship. That's what I'm looking at. I'm kind of talking to this one person. We've been talking off and on for through the whole pandemic. But it's one person wants it for one thing, or that's what they present to me. So it's not that appealing to me. But I don't know. But other than that, it's not. Well, let me be honest. I'm somebody want to see a sugarcoat. Want to be honest. This person just wants me for sex. Basically, we have not had sex yet, but wants to have sex. But I don't see any other kind of romance or companionship or anything. I don't see it. This person's not presenting this to me or nothing. So that's not attractive to me. It doesn't make me happy. I think it's sex you can get anywhere. That you can always get sex. That's always a thing. But actually, it's not even that easy. I'm saying it right now. It's not even that easy either anymore. It's kind of weird. Also, that's another show. But I know what kind of attention I want and I'm looking for, and I'm not getting it. I'm just not. And not for lack of trying. I do try and I'm looking. And it's just not happening. And you have folks who go, well, it'll come to you about all this stuff, but whatever, all that stuff is great. All I know is in the here and now, I'm home alone every single night in my bed alone. And it's not about the grass being greener, because I've been in relationships before and I was happy and I know things go on. They're not the greatest, but I'm still alone. I want to have the same problems you have. That's what I want. So people tell me you don't want it. I'm like, don't tell me that, because I want it. I want to figure it out myself. I want it. But again, saying out loud is a weird thing, but I'm learning how to say things out loud more. And I'm learning how to just own the feelings, even the ones that aren't the most pleasant or put you in the best light. It's a very scary proposition to put yourself out there and say, I'm lonely, I want somebody. And then still feel strong enough to say, I'm not less than, I'm not whiny. I just, it's what I want. I don't have it. And I want it. And so it's okay to want it. Everybody's feelings are valid. It's okay to want it. So I'm making that to you guys. That's how part of my depression is from that. And I get depressed still because it hasn't happened until it must happen. But what's funny is other great things have happened out of this reduced work schedule. It's been wonderful. That's another, I'll do that for another show too. That's been wonderful for my professional life, which has helped some of my personal life. But the one thing I still want, I don't have. And that's a partner. I still don't have one. And that's going to be haunting me for a while. Because if I'm not meant to have anybody for the rest of my life, however long I live, that just sounds sad to me. But the world has changed so much. I've never had a problem before. That's what's so funny. But the world has changed so much that I'm just like, I don't know how it's gonna be. So that's my little talk to you guys for It's a Lot to Not Have Romantic Love. That's the title of the show. And thanks for listening, of course. Thanks for being a Patreon subscriber. And I'll be doing more of these episodes and sharing more with you. Thank you.